So stay with us. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
And
right.
yeah, over to you.
So again, it's a closing panels, and we will hear from participants about everyone's commitment and about their next steps, about the specific plans as we move forward, because we just don't talk. We will do things, right? But we move commitment into real action. So this session will reflect on key takeaways and celebrate our collective efforts and outline the path ahead. And I would really love you to stick with us and join us as we turn momentum into action in the future. So whether you are joining on Zoom or in YouTube, I'm super happy to welcome you here. But first, I would really love to get to know you. So if you guys can, if you're on Zoom, can you please drop your name in your organization, maybe your country, your place where you are joining from in the chat? I would really like to say hello to every one of you. And I'm super jealous with Deborah, who is on the ground. I have to say, oh my God, I have to sit in my boring room while she's there, connecting with amazing people from all around the world. That's the best part. So yes, please put your name and your where you are joining from in the chat. And at the same time, I would really like to remind everyone that we have live interpretation available for any of us joining on Zoom. So even if you are English speaker, please just click on that globe icon, a little small globe on that panel under the main windows. And there you can choose English or French or Spanish or Portuguese, whatever language that you find most comfortable with. And again, even if you're an English speaker, you still need to choose English, because there will be sessions, there will be times when the whatever happening on the ground will be in other languages, not just English. And again, it's a globe icon at the bottom of the screen. And so please, I just want to make sure that you are included in all the sessions, so choose the language. And another reminder is that this session will be recorded, including this chat. But it's okay, don't worry. And so anything, any updates on the ground, Day? Or should I talk more on the housekeeping part? Oh, I can see some amazing names in the chat already. So I would like to say hello to everyone. Let's see, hello from Colombia and Robert from Uganda. Hi, Robert. Yeah. So we will be starting the panel shortly, but a few more housekeeping reminders, if you don't mind. First one, your mic and camera are off by default. I didn't set that. It's by default for this kind of webinar. But the chat is open, so please feel free to utilize the chat and introduce yourself or share with us any of your exciting idea, or find a way to connect with the people who are online with us today. And because later on, who knows, we might collaborate in the future, because of course, saving the world is not a one-person job. We need everyone. Okay. And then we will, let me see if there's any other things I have to remind you. We also have a few questions, because we have attended all the amazing days already, and I guess that all of us will already have something in your mind you want to share, and I would really like to hear those. So Jay, do you have those questions that I can ask the participants to give the answers too?
Yes, our wonderful tech support is already pasting them on the chat. We'll paste them
Okay.
in all languages so people can access them with no problem. First one is, today is Renew Our Power's last day. What are you carrying with you from the panels you watched this week? For those
Nice.
folks who have been with us the whole week, as you have been home, thank you for joining us as well every day.
Should I
So
answer?
what you bring with you from the amazing panels we had throughout the week. And the second question is, what are the new fights, initiatives, or events that you're eager to join to support the climate movement in the upcoming year? So this year, next year, what do you see as your path ahead together with the climate movement?
Yeah, I would really like to see the answers of the participants who are here with us today.
What was
And
the
also,
thing that, sorry, Hong, what
sorry,
was the thing that, yeah, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
People can see we didn't rehearsal beforehand.
Well, we can be very spontaneous, and that's exactly how community organizing is like.
Indeed, that's
We
true.
just rely and trust each other.
True. And interrupt each other from time to time, which is also part of it.
Yeah, right.
Apologies for that. I was going to ask what is that is sticking with you from Renew Our Power, like from the panels you watched. What is one highlight for you as
For
a
me?
participant, not as a host? Yeah.
For me, I've actually the session yesterday was the one that I found the most interesting. Maybe because it's very much relevant to what we did in Vietnam, where it was like the very politically challenging context where you really could not either criticize the government or you cannot really talk about climate change in a straightforward way. So you have to like do any flexible and going around the corners way to talk about climate change. So that's why we had to use a lot of arts, lots and lots of arts. And I thought that only, maybe just Vietnam has to use these tricky strategies to use art, but it turns out it's such a great ways globally as well. And so seeing those amazing artists and campaigners around the world sharing yesterday, I was like, oh my God. So I felt like, oh, this is my family. Yeah, I wanted to be there to connect with them. But I seriously thought that it's just not about like using activism, but it's more about like how people can be so creative. And we talk about solutions. If we mobilize the community, they will find a way to do what is right and what's needed to do to achieve the goal, no matter if it has to overcome so many obstacles. We can really get there by engaging the community. So yeah, so that was something that, and also 350, I have known 350 for so long. And actually, I learned all this activism from 350. They really inspired me. And now it's amazing to see that reflected in like, okay, it's already happening globally. And this is amazing to see.
Yeah, and I think for me, being here in person, the most exciting part of it is seeing so much diversity and seeing that activism, it's not connected to your age or to where you come from or your background for whatever context you want to give. It's connected to your values and your willingness to change things and to fight for a better future. We have young activists here, we have really teenagers who are already super experienced. And we also have people in their 60s and 70s who are here with us learning how to fight for their communities. So it's really amazing to see also the generations that learn and keep then sharing that knowledge and that experience and that enthusiasm like you do with the generations to come. So seeing these moments as an opportunity for us to get together across generations of activism too. And speaking about that, about 10 years ago, a bit more, 350 organized a very similar gathering in Turkey, in Istanbul, called Global Power Shift, which had similar intentions. At that time, we were focused on keeping fossil fuels on the ground. Now we are focused on scaling up renewable energy. And Hong here joined Global Power Shift back then. How was that experience? And you were there in person that time.
I think it was one of the best events ever that I attended. Actually, it was just like not just being there with like 500 young people, mostly young, from all over the world. But at that time, remember, I don't know if, because it has been already 12 years, the technology has advanced so far. So at that time, for the Global Power Shift, it was just us being there. We didn't have any online participation, so we couldn't really include a lot more people who couldn't come to the event. This time, we are doing this for a lot more. We can include so many more people. But also, I see how from the Global Power Shift, we mostly talked about like the situation, the issue. We trained those participants a lot. But a lot of them a lot of us came and learned from Global Power Shift and plan something, what we would do when we go back home. This time, I see such a huge difference when I see the people are already organizing for years, and then they come here and share their experience. So I think the movement, the global climate movement, has become so more mature. We have grown so more mature with real successes, real achievements on the ground. And because of the great start with Global Power Shift, but now we have a lot more variation. And also we can include even more other organizations, not just 350 groups, you know what I mean? So the inclusiveness of this Renew Our Power gathering is something that I appreciate so much when I compare the two times, but especially when I cannot be there and still feeling super jealous. But, it's amazing how other people get these opportunities. And I'm sure when they go back, with all these inspiring stories and amazing stories and successes and all these new connections that they have made here, I believe that we'll see more amazing stories in the future when more things are being done in different parts of the world.
Yeah, there was a comment by one of the participants who came from Colombia, and he's from an indigenous territory that is just between the sea and the mountains. And he lives in this isolated place. And he came here and he said, I came to Renew Our Power thinking I was alone in my fight, and now I know I'm not. That moved me so much. It was so heartwarming to hear that. And I think that's indeed the spirit, like creating connection, creating network, and expanding our reach to a diversity of groups that are so crucial for the fight for life, after all. I think that's the main thing we are learning here as well from the indigenous leadership that is so central to Renew Our Power, that it's not about treating the planet as something separate, as treating it as equal, as not as a thing, but as something that is deeply connected to us and to life.
Yeah, I'm seeing so many more new names there. So hi to everyone who has just joined. And I see so many people from totally different organizations and countries. So hello, everyone. I'm super excited to see you here. And back to your comment, Dave, because you just mentioned about how it's super important that we can remind each other that we are not alone in this fight. And we cannot be alone because, this is a big thing that no one can do it alone. But I remember when I was in that dark cell in prison. I have to say this because when you felt that, oh my God, is no justice here, when I was just trying to save the planet and you put me in jail. But in those dark days, then when I could see my husband for 10 minutes and he said that, hey, your 350 people are just like out there fighting and they are like taking the street and they doing the huge like campaigns out there and they even like have protesting outside of like embassies and stuff. And they are doing something like to get you out at whatever cost. And I was like, you really, that is the only thing that kept me alive and gave me so much hope that yes, I will get out. And it's totally mean that I'm not alone in this fight. Like my friends, my colleagues, my climate comrades have not forgotten about me. And so that gave me the strength to really overcome all the, I think, the most challenging times of my life. And so, yeah, I think it's this kind of gathering would reassure this super important thing that, yeah, you are not alone. We have to have that global solidarity so we can just solve all these crises together.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear that, that it felt like that way and we were totally there for fighting for you. We have
Anyway.
Another strong woman right now on the stage. It's Brianna from the Pacific Climate Warriors. Perhaps we can go there to the room and I will ask everyone to stay in line. We are going to have this session with report back and closing and next steps. And then right after that, the surprise is we are going to have the longtime environmental defender and Brazilian environment and climate minister, Marina Silva, joining us for the closure, or the keynote speech, closing Renew Our Power. So please stay there. And yeah, I'll pass it over to the floor.
In our skies. Because what we heard over and over again this whole week, a sustainable and just future is not just a vision of tomorrow, but a memory of yesterday. We are on a journey to a return, but we have many stops and checks along the way. We have stops to pick up those who are not with us yet. We must be stopping to organize on the ground, plan out our September actions, and of course, the big stop that's just north from where we are today, COP30 in Belém. At each stop, we have the opportunity to show these people and places the spirit, collective wisdom, and vision of this gathering. But you will need mana along the way. It's a long voyage. So I might invite you to Mili again. But this time, instead of offering that warmth to others, I would like you to offer that warmth to yourself. So Mili, and give that mana to your mind. Hold that warmth around your head so that you may remember. So when you are engaging in conversations with those in power with our demands for a better future, you remember that you are ambassadors of change. You remember those you met in this room, the lessons they've shared, and the hope they've gifted you. Now we get you to Mili again. Mili, and then give warmth, give mana to your hands, and reach down to your feet. Giving mana to your hands and your feet because you will be needing them to build those solar villages, write those new curriculums, walk the path of the just transition, and pull our communities up along the way. And I'll get you to Mili again. Mili, and then give warmth and mana to your voice. Giving mana to our personal voices, but also our collective voice, so that it does not falter. We are at a critical time where our voices need to be heard at the upcoming COP in Belém, where we are holding the line, saying enough is enough, and demanding the change that our communities deserve. So power to our voices. Can I get a chee-hoo? Wow. Oh, COP doesn't know what's coming. And then we'll get you to Mili one last time. This time, I want you to Mili feel the warmth and give mana to your hearts. May the connections you've made at this gathering last. The memories of feeling often outlast the memories of words. So I hope you give mana to those feelings, whatever they may be. Heartbreak, despair, hope, anger, faith, joy. Give mana back to all those feelings that exist with you in your heart, in your soul. We are a human movement, and that's okay to be human, to step out, step away, step back in. Give mana to your heart. It deserves it. And lastly, I want you to give mana to anything you may want to gift to our voyagers going to COP30 in Belém. I know some of you wanted to give banners, wanted to give maybe flowers, little gifts. We're going to put this basket here. And so if there's anything you would like to offer in your time, come out and just place it in this basket. It may be banners, it may be little pictures, but that's what that basket will be there for. And then of course the big banner we wrote our names on, that will also go to COP. And if you don't have anything physical to put in the basket, I invite you all to give a little warmth of energy and intention to the basket and to our relatives who will be taking it to COP. Okay, now you can rest. I hope you're feeling warm. I hope you're feeling full. I hope you're feeling like you have a little bit more mana in you, because we have a long way to go. But I have hope and I have faith in the long way we have to go, because I know we're going home, the return. So I say to you all, my brothers and sisters, my family, my relatives, I'm so sad to say goodbye, but I say safe journeys as well, my friends, until I see you at home. But until then, I hope to see you in our collective dreams of justice, liberation, and harmony, because I know we share them and I know I'll see you in there. Tofa soifua.
Thank you so much, Brianna. That was beautiful. Mana to you and your journeys too. Whew. I'm gonna ask everyone, since now we are with that warmth, to pull out somewhere to write on and a pen. Something to write on and a pen. We have extra pens here. Not all of our markers have disappeared. Grab something to write on. Maybe if your neighbor doesn't have, share a piece of paper with them. Anne and Fenton are helping us. We also have some Post-its up here if you want. Yes, please. Yes, in the box. Or Anne and Fenton are also distributing. Does everybody have pen and paper? If you're very good at writing in your head, then you can also do that. Okay. Ahora voy a pedirles que tomen un par de respiraciones profundas. Thank you, Christian. Entonces, una respiración profunda. Y en la segunda, exhalamos con algún sonido al tiempo. Ok. Voy a pedirles ahora que imaginen que ya salieron del hotel y están a punto de emprender el camino a su casa. Tomen conciencia sobre cómo se siente su cuerpo cuando viaja, sobre qué cosas les sirve para que el viaje no sea tan pesado en términos de alimentación, en términos de agua, en términos de la ropa que usan. ¿Qué les sirve para que el camino a casa no sea tan pesado? Y ahora voy a pedirles que imaginen cómo va a ser el momento de llegar a su casa, de aterrizar, de salir, si están en avión o del auto, y de llegar a la puerta del lugar donde viven, llegar a la entrada y cruzar esa entrada. ¿Qué ven a su alrededor? ¿Cómo se siente en el cuerpo, en el corazón? Y yo no sé si puede que no todo el mundo, pero de pronto uno tiene un espacio en su casa o una sensación que hace como que se relaje un poco, como que para mí es cuando mis gatas vienen a recibirme a la puerta. Es como llegué, esa sensación de ya, volví. ¿Sí? Entonces como que tráiganla a su conciencia y luego va a empezar la vida otra vez. A veces es difícil contar qué es todo lo que pasó acá. Cuando uno ha estado fuera es difícil cuando alguien a uno le pregunta, bueno, ¿y cómo te fue? ¿Qué hiciste? No sé ni cómo comenzar. Entonces, voy a pedirles que con alguien que tengan cerca, compartan qué es lo que ustedes van a contar sobre lo que pasó aquí esta semana. De pronto, lo que pasó en Brasilia se queda en Brasilia, pero sobre el evento. Entonces voy a pedirles que busquen a una persona, una o dos personas cerca a ustedes y le cuenten cómo van a contar lo que pasó aquí, como si esa persona no hubiera estado. ¿Bien? Pueden decirle como a la persona que le voy a contar es a mis hijos o a mi hermana o a mis vecinos y compartir. ¿Clara la instrucción? ¿Clara? Ok, adelante.
While participants here in Brazil at Renewable Power think about their answers and share with each other, I propose that we online answer to the questions that we brought in the beginning. So we're going to paste them again on the chat.
Yeah, please send the questions in the chat. So I would really like to see answers of the participants online.
Two more minutes. 2 more minutes.
So everyone, while we are waiting for, I don't want you to feel, oh my God, why are those people on the ground doing whatever, why I am sitting here doing nothing. So I would really like you to connect with each other here and answer to the question that the tech support team just posted on the chat. So today is renewable our power last day. What are you carrying with you from the panels you watched this week? What sticks to you the most? What do you
All
remember the
right.
most?
Now, wrap up. Start wrapping up. Flamingo. In the piece of paper and with the pen, or if you're doing mental notes, now I'm gonna ask you to individually, so on your own, write what are some intentions you have for keep with the threads that you grabbed in this convening. What are some of the intentions that you have when you go back home to keep pulling the threads that you weaved here? How are you gonna weave them into your own context? Does that make sense? So what are some intentions that you're setting for yourself? You can write, you can draw, you can, if you're a good artist, just make the face of the person sitting next to you, whatever. You can do whatever. Maybe write mana or some of the words that people have shared and offered here. So you have an anchor to bring you back to those intentions. So, clear? Claro? No one is raising their hand. Clear? Claro? Okay, let me know. Let me know. Can I have 4 staff volunteers to come up front, please? Katie, Joey, thank you. Merci, Soraya. You grab one of this. And 2 sheets of this. So, people are gonna so the instruction, Kate. The instruction is to walk around, inviting people to post stickers. There are more stickers here if you want. So the instruction. So let me close it and I'll pass it. So who has finished writing or drawing or whatnot? I see a few people. Okay, a couple more minutes for you to create that anchor, that page that you can go back to. Make sure you keep that paper, keep that piece of paper with you and bring it home.
Okay, I think okay, I would really like to explain.
If you're done, Flamingo.
Because I feel like,
If you're
hey,
done,
you guys on the
Flamingo.
ground doing all this exciting,
You can make it
and
lower so
while
you don't get too tight.
online we are waiting patiently. So I have to explain a little bit that we are
Okay.
still
You
waiting
can start
for
wrapping up.
a VIP coming
Wrapping
and
up
be
your
our
writing.
speaker today. But as they are a little late, so please hang in there, and while
And I'm gonna pass it to
waiting for
Shayna
them,
to take us
probably
into the next.
we can connect here, right? So so I think I would really like to see more of your exchange of information, because I just saw the second question from the support team here, which is I find really interesting. What are the new fights, initiatives, or events that you are eager to join to support the climate movement in the coming year? And yes, because of course, so many of you are already in the field, on this climate action field. I would really like to see your plans. Any ideas, any initiatives that you're going to join, any events that you want to share, please share here in the chat so other people can join as well, or at least contribute something or celebrate with you, things like that. Just so, yeah, be open and share in the chat, please.
Was for getting to this point. So I would really like to honor you all of us for showing up. And it's been quite hectic, and yeah, making the time to connect with each other. And that's also one of the most important part of this gathering. And also, I would like to give a shout out to everyone that made this gathering possible. There are many of us, not only here that you see, who has been helping make this gathering possible. We have colleagues who have been dealing with the online live stream so we could really have a broader reach, especially for folks who could not be here due to conflict, due to political context, due to visa and border controls. So yeah, I would like us to also please give a round of applause to our colleagues also within 350, all the departments, also the campaigning and organizing team for the action, the COP30 letter, that we delivered twice, for example. So yeah, I just found it important to acknowledge it. And in this line or thread, I really invite each and every one of us to be as direct as possible. Give your most honest evaluation or assessment of how we have been preparing this, and also our collective responsibility in making this gathering possible, meeting our collective common goals, learning goals, and beyond in the movement building towards climate justice. So for the online part, I invite us to look at the QR code, which we will see. I know you've had a lot of QR codes already, so thank you for bearing with us. But this is one way that we are able to make sure it's accessible also for people who have joined us online, to be able to make suggestions, also to help us harvest or do a stock taking of what we have been doing well, the best practices, as well as our learning curve, the things that we need to improve on. So there are different languages in English, Portuguese, French, and Spanish. So we really invite you to take the moment to do this now. We will have around 10 minutes to do this. For those of you who might need support, whether it's accessing this QR code or in other way, there's also the blue papers around with the QR codes. And also yeah, definitely, thank you. And also we have printed versions for those who have technical problems or other barriers to share your evaluation online and on the spot. So I have my lovely colleagues here ready to share printed versions of the evaluation. So this is the first part, and watch this space for the next part as I have other wonderful colleagues here who have been sharing some interesting DART concentric circles. But I'll keep you hanging for a bit, and also you may rest for now while we wait for the online evaluation to be done. Thanks a lot.
So I would really like to see more answers and more connections in the chat. Please feel free to drop any questions, any ideas in the chat or in the Q&A session. And we'll make sure that the right people will get back to you with answers. We might not have the answers right away, but remember, we have global networks, and I hope that we can connect you to the right people for your questions. So yeah.
I'll just voice Job's message, calling people to stay connected, sharing his LinkedIn profile, and it's really nice to be this kind of connection happening also here online, not just in the in-person event. So thank you so much, Job, for prompting that. Just want to remind also to the English speakers to choose the interpretation sign here at the bottom of the screen, as we will have speakers today speaking in Portuguese. So please choose English as your language as well. There's a question about team in Nigeria. Through Gifted.org doesn't have a team in Nigeria. We are connected to local groups working all over Africa. So if you would like to stay connected, to be in touch with our team in Africa, please reach out to our contacts. I'll paste our contact link.
May I have a show of hands in case some of you are already done, or to have a sense of who has managed to finish? Thank you. Only a few. Okay. Okay. So in the meantime, while waiting for those of you who are still filling out the online form, we would like to make sure that we'll follow up in a few months to hear how you're also, the feedback that you have been sharing, and we'll rest assured that, in the process of harvesting and synthesizing your feedback, we will be able to, translate it into actionable ways also for 350 to improve in terms of delivering gatherings. So as you can see, if I may have your attention briefly, we will also have Thanks a lot. As you can see, we have full of colors and energy from this amazing bunch, with dartboards or bullet targets. There's this kind of game where you could really aim at the bullseye. In some cultures, it's like going towards the red dot, and that means that's a really 100% shot. And so here we have different prompts to have a sense of, for example, did Renew Power Gathering made you more confident? And if you feel like yes, 100%, then we invite you to put colored stickers Yes, near the bullseye in the center. And if it's like, oh, totally not, then it can be outside the circle, but hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, regardless, please be honest in your response. And then there's also, did Renew Our Power gave us new skills. So the same, if it's really like 100%, then we invite you to put colored stickers closer there. Or if not, because I'm not sure if we have enough stickers, it can be also marker dots to locate. And then another prompt is, Renew Our Power inspired me with new ideas. The last prompt is, Renew Our Power made me feel connected. So this we will be hanging across the room. And when you're ready, you may put the colored stickers or marker dots. So we will be spreading this around the room. And also, we have post-it colors, notes, in case you would like to describe more in detail. Why did you put your remark on a specific location? Maybe it would also be appreciated if you could give some examples. Let's say what worked and what didn't work. So I would say, if possible, pink post-it for what worked or the best practices, and yellow post-it for things to be improved. So thank you. We'll have a few moments, around 5 to 10 minutes to wrap up this evaluation and feedback session. Thank you very much.
Hi again, and I would like to remind everyone of the next question that the tech team just pasted in the chat, and I really like it. Share a message of solidarity with the amazing activists and community leaders you heard about this week. So if you have heard all their sharing, all their very lovely and emotional stories, if you have a message of solidarity you want to send them, can you please paste them in the chat as well? I would really like to see those. And I think if we pass on those messages from you to the people on the ground right now, I think they would be thrilled. They would be super, super motivated. Thank you.
So while we wait and people are discussing there inside, I just want to let people know
Okay,
that
Marina has
Minister
arrived.
Marina Silva has arrived. So she's just there
So,
outside and should be
para
speaking
cerrar,
with us soon.
quiero enseñarles una canción. Voy a enseñarles una canción. Y voy a decir el significado en 3 idiomas. Entonces, you have to repeat after me. ¿Sí? Pero voy a leer primero qué dice. Para el pueblo. Lo que es del pueblo. Porque el pueblo se lo ganó. Para el pueblo, lo que es del pueblo. Para el pueblo, liberación. Okay, so it means for the people, what's of the people, because the people earned it. For the people, what is of the people, for the people liberation. Yeah? So it goes like this. Para el pueblo, lo que es del pueblo. Porque el pueblo se lo ganó. Para el pueblo, lo que es del pueblo. Para el pueblo, liberación. Para el pueblo, lo que es del pueblo. Porque el pueblo se lo ganó. Para el pueblo, lo que es del pueblo. Para el pueblo, liberación. Okay, with me. Para el pueblo, lo que es del pueblo. Porque el pueblo se lo ganó. Para el pueblo, lo que es del pueblo. Para el pueblo, liberación. One more with me. Don't repeat. ¿Ya? 1, 2, 3. Para el pueblo. Para el pueblo, lo que es
Very nice song, huh? I hope some of you could get a hold of it. I couldn't. Oh my God. I'm too old to learn a new language. I was trying hard. Maybe next time. But anyway, so Dave from the ground already informed us that our amazing speaker has arrived. So I hope you can hang in there and wait a little bit longer, and she will be on the stage soon.
Friends, just letting you know that Miss Minister Marina has arrived, and we will have a little bit of a segment with Miss Minister, and we'll get started in a minute. So if you could please find your seats Make sure your interpretation devices are working. And we will get started shortly.
While we wait, I just invite folks to share their messages of solidarity here on the chat. We won't be able to read them now, but we will pass them over to the participants here on the ground before the end of the event.
Just two more things to announce before we get started. Is at 5:15, we will have a photo action outside at the art space. And then at 6 p.m., there's also the women's circle that will be taking place as well. At the pool with the mushroom. And just a quick note as well, at the end of the address from Miss Minister, we will also try and organize a group photo with her. So I'll just relay some instructions now, and I'll repeat it again at the end of the address. But the idea is we'll have Miss Minister and our executive team, Sonia and Savio, up at the top, with a few of the participants up on stage as well. We don't know how much weight the stage can take. So we'll have a few people up on top, a few sat at the edge of the stage, and the rest of the people just sort of sat around here. And we'll look for Kathleen, who is our photographer, for the photo. And then I'll just announce that again before the photo is taken. Thank you.
Turn down my mic here so that you can hear the beautiful song that a group of Brazilian women is singing to receive Minister Marina Silva here.
Oh, so nice day.
Ora, luta dos inconfidentes, Deus chega das correntes, nada adiantou. E se quer em paz em guerra, todo povo dessa terra, pode cantar, cantar de novo.
It's a group of Indian women and people supporting them. They are calling for land distribution in Brazil as one of their claims. They have a very beautiful flag here that I will also show you.
All right, friends, we're about to get started. Savio has just gone out to bring Marina Silva, the Minister of Environment, through.
Nada adiantou. E se quer em paz em guerra, todo povo dessa terra, sua pode cantar, cantar de novo. É como uma noite e dia.
Friends, just as request, as part of protocol of welcoming Miss Minister, if we could all rise as well once they enter the room. Not now, but once we see them enter the room, we'll just rise out of respect.
We'll keep waiting here. Should be almost. So for those outside Brazil, you might not know Marina Silva. She is a long-time activist and environmental defender, and now she's getting here to the room.
Okay, relatives, we're about to get started. Before we begin, I would just like to introduce Sonia Kwame, who is our head of campaigning and organizing at 350.org. Sonia is based in Ghana, and she has worked over 20 years in programs, advocacy, and campaigns on diverse issues, including inequality and climate justice.
Our dear climate activists, welcome, Madam Miss Minister. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. It's a great time to have a very special person in our midst this evening. I'll not be introducing her in full, but she is the renowned Her Excellency, Miss Minister, Mariana Silva. Give a shout. And accompanying her is 350's Head of Regions, Savio Calvero, who has worked in the development space for over 20 years as an activist in climate justice as well as human rights. Thank you very much. Over the past week, we have been in this special place, very close to nature, learning from each other, engaging, and speaking with each other. We have learned so much in a week. And one of the feedback that we got was that this is a sense of community where everyone is passionate about climate justice and solutions through clean, renewable energy. I think it's a good place for us to put hands together as a place where we have had a sense of community. And so for this particular week, we have various regions represented here. We have the Pacific, guardians of the ocean, voices of the rising tide. That's the Pacific. From Asia, the cradle of riches and responsibility. Africa, my Africa, land of abundance, the heart of resistance. North America, land of contrast, ground for change. Europe, the Middle East, and North America, lands of legacy, front lines of the future. And finally, our own host on this special land, Latin America, the pulse of the earth, the voice of resistance. And so these are the regions that over 70 people are coming from over 70 countries to Brasilia, to this special place. And at this time, I'll just invite Savio to accompany Madame. Just a few seconds. welcome Your Excellency, Miss Minister Mariana Silva. Ideally, the Executive Director of 350.org, Anne Jalema, would have been here to actually welcome her and to give us her short remarks. Unfortunately, she cannot be here today, but we also have a very able member of the executive team, Savio Calvero. You are welcome to address us.
Brilliant. Boa tarde, todos ou todas, parentis e parentas. Was that right? Brilliant. I start by acknowledging the ancestors and peoples of this land, the sky, the air, the water, which has nourished all of us all these days. I also bring to this space the hopes, the dreams, the struggles, the challenges, the stories of our resistance. Our resistance for Mother Nature, her people, and everything on this planet. I also, on your behalf, bring a collective sense of gratitude to the peoples of this land for their warmth, their generosity, their spirituality, and their healing. Muito obrigado. Your struggle to the peoples of this land is our struggle. A sua luta é a nossa luta. A sua luta é a nossa luta. I also have the honor and the privilege, once again, to say a big welcome to Your Excellency, Minister for Environment and Climate Change, Government of Brazil, Bem-vinda. Thank you for joining us. Your presence here is an encouragement for all of us collectively that you are with us and you are our ally and a friend. So thank you very much for that. We have come here from dozens of nations, indigenous peoples, traditional communities, territories, name it. We have come here as one community to build our movement of resistance, a movement of solidarity, a movement of hope, and a movement of dreams. We also want to build a movement of success, and we will get it. Over the past few days, I have spoken to most of you, if not all, listened attentively to your stories, and I feel recharged. I feel motivated and encouraged with what you bring to this journey and also what is ahead of us in the months and the years to come. I've heard several stories and I can go on with examples, but a few like, for example, from Maria Cuna, from the community of São Romando, and how they cultivate the pirarucu fish and how solar energy has transformed the community from having a good business enterprise to development. And we have seen the picture itself. That's the story. I've also heard of the struggles of a Brazilian parentheses on the Amazon fight. to keep the Amazon free from oil and gas exploitation. I've listened to the climate rangers from Indonesia and to the Reimagine campaign in the United States. All of these campaigns and different others want to give power to the people, and people need it and will get it. I've also heard the power of the mana, the food, the energy that we get from our ancestors, people who have gone ahead of us, our parents, our elders, who give us the energy we need to fight and to carry on this journey. Just yesterday, at the end of this room there, I was speaking to Zara and Mohammed, and we were discussing about renewables. And we were discussing that solar energy is not a solution. It is a political statement. It is a political decision that governments and leaders have to make. It's not about putting a few solar cells on the top of your roof and saying, now be happy. It is a decision governments will have to make to withdraw and end fossil fuels and have a just and fair energy transition. That is a political choice and a decision governments have to make. And that has to be done with respect for human rights. It has to be fair. It has to be equitable. And when I talk about human rights, I also talk about, especially about social, economic, cultural, and rights to land. I repeat, human rights, especially economic, social, cultural, and rights to land, that is key for a just transition. I also want to bring here, last night, for example, we were dancing, most of us. Do you remember that? Some of us were, and some of you went home on time, some of you did not go home on time. I also remember that. Do you remember that? I am not surprised. But we were there dancing, we were there not just to enjoy, but we were there as a community, as one people. We are here as a community together. And that was just a representation of how we can be as a community. And a lot of you have told me that you feel a part of this community, and this community is a movement. And these are just a few examples of how we make or how we have built this community together. But I also want to say, let's make no mistake. The challenge is right ahead of us. This current structure does not work for us. Do you agree? It benefits the few richest 1%. It benefits the fossil fuel companies, and they ensure that they keep the systems of oppression alive because it benefits those very few. And it's time for us and our respective governments to radically reimagine our future. A future that is led by the people and for the people. We know the science. We've heard science. We know what science has told us. We have the solutions to climate change and the crisis. What we need is political will and action. You remember when we had COVID, how there was political will to have money printed? We need political will. And if there is political will, everything can be done. We have spent the last 2 weeks building up a collective call to action. Indigenous groups from the Amazon rainforest and the Pacific Ocean declared an alliance at the Indigenous Free Land Camp. And just 2 days ago, we took this huge banner to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, banner made from the ashes of the fires, the wildfires in the Amazon. And this was done by none other than Tiago Mundano, who I think was here or was dancing with us last night. Muito obrigado. That is our right for peaceful protest. We were the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, peacefully protesting and demanding that the government takes us seriously and listen to us. And the very presence of a minister in our midst today sends that positive signal that the government is listening, that the government is open, and that the government wants to know and engage with us on finding solutions. And we appreciate that very much, Your Excellency. We need political courage to eliminate the use of fossil fuels once and for all. And we need massive acceleration for a just energy transition and funds to those who need this the most so that they could have this just transition. This collective event renews our joint commitment, all of us together, to fight for this just and fair energy transition. We will not give up. We will not stop. The fight continues. It's not COP30, it's not COP31. This fight continues collectively for a long time. And that is why this year, in September 2025, we have a call to action. We have a call for communities across the world, in towns, in cities, in schools, in parishes, for people to come out on the road and show strength and protest and demand for a just transition. So we will have people across states, countries, counties, territories, all out there demanding for justice, demanding for a just energy transition. So as I conclude, the path forward will be challenging. Let's not romanticize that too much. It will be challenging, it will be difficult, but you have seen in this room, we have the solution. The possibilities for a change is in this room. You have seen examples of solutions. The solutions are with us right now. So we leave this place inspired by the belief, a deep belief, that a cleaner energy system is not just a dream, but it is a reality, and it starts with us. So say this with me together. The slogan is, we will resist. When I say we will resist, you will say we will rise. And you can say this even if you can stand up. That's also like, come on. Okay, let's do it. You can stand up and say, Minister, you can say, we will resist. We will rise. We will resist. We will rise. We will resist. We will. Obrigado, muito obrigado. And now I take the privilege to invite Your Excellency to say a few words and address all of us.
Bem, boa tarde a todos, a todas. Eu vou falar em português, que bom que tem tradução simultânea. Eu quero primeiro parabenizar todos os organizadores por esse encontro aqui no Brasil e quero agradecer a todos na pessoa do Marcel Taminato. Muito obrigada pelo convite para estar aqui com vocês. Com certeza tivemos, como eu estou distante, eu vou tirar essa máscara para ver se melhora aqui a minha fala. Com certeza tivemos importantes debates sobre todos os temas que estão sendo tratados aqui, que vai desde a transição para um novo modelo de desenvolvimento que seja capaz de respeitar, em primeiro lugar, as diferentes formas de vida, não só a vida humana, mas também as outras formas de existência. E isso é muito importante. E a perspectiva de diferentes povos, de diferentes experiências e comunidades, é muito relevante nesse momento em que a gente já está vivendo sobre os efeitos da mudança do clima. Nós já estamos, o ano passado, tivemos a ultrapassagem de chegamos a 1,5 de temperatura da Terra. Esse aumento, nós não sabemos se ainda vai ter algum tipo de regredir esse aumento, mas os efeitos já são sentidos em todo o mundo, que vai de ondas de calor, enchentes, secas, incêndios, todos os males prejudicando os sistemas de produção de alimentos, os sistemas industriais, os sistemas de transporte e, principalmente, a vida das pessoas, sobretudo os mais vulnerabilizados. Eu não gosto do termo os mais vulneráveis, porque fica parecendo que a gente é vulnerável em si mesmo. Ninguém é vulnerável em si mesmo. Você tem povos que foram vulnerabilizados e você tem regiões que foram vulnerabilizadas, porque dentro da sua forma original de ser, eram muito fortes, mas, infelizmente, o modelo de desenvolvimento que nós temos no mundo hoje, ele é altamente prejudicial para o respeito à biodiversidade, para o respeito à diversidade social, cultural, econômica, nas mais diferentes regiões do mundo. Portanto, quando a gente fala de buscar fontes de energia que sejam limpas para ajudar a fazer o enfrentamento da mudança do clima, com certeza, a gente não tem uma única forma e apenas uma única fonte. A natureza ela é diversa, e quanto mais diversificado são os ecossistemas, mais eles são fortes, mais eles são resilientes. Da mesma forma, são os processos produtivos. Por isso que os investimentos ou os processos homogêneos, seja de agricultura, do que for, eles são prejudiciais. Quanto mais diversificação econômica, quanto mais diversificação social, cultural, mais a gente consegue ter uma vida mais segura aqui nesse planeta. Nós tivemos enchentes no Rio Grande do Sul, imagino que muita gente já falou aqui sobre isso. Tivemos que salvar mais de 80.000 pessoas. O governo federal teve que colocar 46.000 agentes federais para fazer esses salvamentos. São mais de 80 bilhões de reais na moeda brasileira que estão sendo reinvestidos na reconstrução do que aconteceu no Rio Grande do Sul. Quando a gente olha para a Amazônia, você vê um rio de 15 metros, 14 metros, 17 metros de profundidade, reduzido a apenas 75 centímetros de lâmina d'água, com as populações indígenas, populações tradicionais, que têm nos rios seu meio de transporte e comunicação totalmente isoladas. Isso já é a consequência da emergência climática. Você tem um período que é seca, outro que é cheia, um período que é incêndio. Nós tivemos incêndios avassaladores no mundo inteiro, em Portugal, agora recentemente nos Estados Unidos, no Chile, em várias regiões do mundo e aqui no Brasil, na Amazônia e, sobretudo, no Pantanal. O Pantanal é a maior planície úmida do mundo, mas ela, a cada ano, está ficando mais seca, está perdendo toda a superfície hídrica do Pantanal, porque são fatores que se combinam: baixa precipitação, pouca chuva, alta evapotranspiração, temperaturas altas, matéria orgânica que fica seca e vai acumulando, e que, quando acontecem incêndios que sejam criminosos ou naturais, isso tem um potencial que é incontrolável para que você possa cuidar. Para vocês terem uma ideia, essa planície úmida, ela chegou a temperaturas assustadoras, com vento de quase 100 quilômetros por hora e com umidade de 8%. O deserto de Saara tem uma média de umidade de água, segundo informações que os meus técnicos me trouxeram, de cerca de 14% de umidade. O Pantanal chegou a ter 8% de umidade. Imagina o que é isso, alta temperatura, material em processos de muita facilidade para combustão, incêndios criminosos e, ao mesmo tempo, ventos de 70 quilômetros por hora. Então, nós estamos vivendo sob os efeitos da mudança do clima e vamos ter que criar alternativas. Eu acho que a COP30 ela precisa ter uma característica que eu tenho repetido aonde eu vou. Primeiro, é uma COP que tem que ser muito sóbria, né? Não é festa, é muito trabalho, porque ela acontece num contexto de muito sofrimento, de muita perda e de muita preocupação com o que vai acontecer. Nós temos que ter uma COP que vai trabalhar uma agenda para os próximos 10 anos, como foi a COP de Paris. Completou 10 anos agora, mas nós já vencemos tudo que poderia ser debatido desde 92. São 33 anos discutindo. Agora, vamos continuar discutindo, mas é implementar o que já foi decidido. E o que é que já foi decidido? Já foi decidido que temos que fazer uma transição justa. A ideia de justiça climática, ela precisa ser cada vez mais reforçada e, sobretudo, considerada em todas as etapas dos processos de negociação, que vai desde os meios de implementação para que os que precisam mais possam ter mais acesso à tecnologia, treinamento, recursos financeiros, não importa se público ou privado, para que possam usar autonomamente em suas comunidades, em suas localidades. Então, meios de implementação. A gente tem que pensar, né, naquilo que é a raiz do problema. Nesses 33 anos, desde 92, em que nós estamos debatendo, será que tinha alguém que não sabia que a raiz do problema é o uso de combustível fóssil? Carvão, petróleo e gás, sobretudo. Isso sempre esteve, todo mundo sabe disso, mas só na COP28, depois de 32 anos, é que saiu uma resolução que dizia que nós temos que triplicar renovável, duplicar a eficiência energética e fazer a transição para o fim do uso de combustível fóssil, 32 anos depois. A COP29 tinha a responsabilidade de ver os meios para que a gente alcance isso. Infelizmente, não conseguimos. Saímos de lá com uma promessa de 300 bilhões, que não tem nada prático ainda, mas o que precisa é 1,3 trilhão. Enquanto isso, o mundo continua gastando cerca de 6 a 7 trilhões com investimentos que usam combustível fóssil, tanto da parte de produtores quanto de consumidores. Esses compromissos que foram assumidos de perdas e danos, de transição para o fim de combustível fóssil, também de transição para o fim de desmatamento, em algumas realidades, vão precisar de ajuda. Tem muita gente que desmata porque é a única energia que tem para poder cozinhar, para poder fazer alguma coisa. Então, é preciso ajudar esses países vulnerabilizados para poderem fazer suas transições. E o presidente Lula, eu não sei se vocês lembram, mas essa foto, eu não sei se vocês conseguem ver. Eu não consegui uma foto melhor, mas isso foi no Egito. Ele ainda nem tinha conseguido tomar posse. E foi feita uma reunião, enorme reunião, com todas as populações tradicionais do planeta que estavam naquela COP. E as pessoas queriam que ele fosse o embaixador das populações tradicionais do planeta. E eu nunca me esqueço de uma frase que ele falou naquela reunião. Ele disse: eu não sei o que eu posso fazer por vocês, mas eu me comprometo de fazer tudo aquilo que eu posso. E eu gostei muito disso e nós temos trabalhado. Então, no G20, ele quis que tivesse o G20 social para poder trazer as vozes das sociedades para o G20. Agora, no BRICS, tem o BRICS social. E agora, na COP30, além dos vários processos, tem várias formas de trazer essa participação, né? Que tem o ciclo indígena, aí tem o dos ex-presidentes de COP, das populações vulnerabilizadas, uma série de ciclos que vão sendo aglutinados ao processo da COP. E ele propôs também, junto com o secretário-geral, que a gente faça, a exemplo do que aconteceu antes da COP28, que teve o balanço global do Acordo de Paris, que a gente faça um balanço global ético, trazendo a perspectiva de cientistas, comunidades locais, das mulheres, das crianças, dos artistas, das lideranças religiosas, de ativistas. Será um processo em todos os continentes, mais ou menos 6 encontros que vamos fazer. E nesses continentes, o processo vai ser porque é junto com as Nações Unidas, mediante convite. Mas isso não impede que sejam feitos processos de balanço ético autogestionado e que isso possa chegar nessas reuniões que vai acontecer, uma em setembro, por exemplo, por passagem da reunião da ONU, que o presidente vai estar lá, o secretário vai estar lá. Então, eles vão fazer uma dessas reuniões. Vai lançar agora na COP dos Oceanos a iniciativa junto com o Guterres. Isso é uma das formas. Qual é a diferença do balanço ético global? É que nós queremos que venha de lá a perspectiva da sociedade para os chefes de Estado, para a presidência da COP, para os negociadores, da seguinte forma: não desassociado da negociação. E eu quero que as pessoas entendam. Não, eu quero discutir, a gente pode discutir o que a gente quiser, mas o que a gente discute que não está na negociação, certo? Não entra na negociação. Aí a gente faz um debate que fica trancado do lado de fora. É muito bonito, é muito forte. Então, como a gente já tem decisões que precisam ser implementadas, a missão 1.5, não ultrapassar 1,5 de temperatura, fazer transição para o fim de combustível fóssil, para o fim de desmatamento, a questão de perdas e danos, tudo isso que está já decidido, tem que ter uma discussão que a sociedade traga elementos fortes para dizer: não tem mais como adiar. Isso tem que começar. E começar já e rápido. Aqui no Brasil, nós temos uma decisão de zerar o desmatamento até 2030. Eu sou a pessoa que está no Ministério que tem, digamos, a maior parte dessa responsabilidade, porque ela é uma responsabilidade de todos nós, de todos os órgãos e da sociedade brasileira. Nós começamos esse processo para poder dizer que pode ter desmatamento zero em 2030, sabe quando? Em 2003, quando eu fui ministra pela primeira vez, com 45 anos. Nós começamos um plano de combate ao desmatamento. Esse plano deu tanto certo que nós reduzimos desmatamento em 83% por quase uma década. Nós conseguimos ser responsáveis por 80% das áreas protegidas que foram criadas no mundo durante esse período, dando uma contribuição para a redução de perda de biodiversidade. E agora o presidente Lula me deu a honra de ser, de novo, pela terceira vez, ministra de Meio Ambiente, e em 2 anos, mesmo a gente tendo pego um país totalmente destruído pelo governo anterior, na agenda ambiental, social, de mulheres, tudo, o presidente Lula assumiu o compromisso do desmatamento zero, nós retomamos as políticas e, na Amazônia, já conseguimos uma redução de 45% do desmatamento. Conseguimos uma redução na Mata Atlântica de mais de 40%, no Pantanal de 77%, e estamos finalizando os planos para tanto o Pampa, que é uma parte de campos naturais, para todos os biomas. E eu tenho muita certeza que, como nós nos planejamos, nós haveremos de conseguir. Por isso que eu tenho insistido, é preciso fazer uma transição justa e planejada para o fim de combustível fóssil. Porque se você nunca planejar, não fizer um mapa do caminho, não colocar metas, a gente nunca vai sair. E a gente pode triplicar a renovável, duplicar a eficiência energética, se continuar usando a mesma quantidade de combustível fóssil que estamos usando hoje, não vai mudar nada. O planeta vai continuar aquecendo. Então, nós vamos ter que nos planejar. Aqui no Brasil, o Brasil, por exemplo, é um país com 8 milhões de quilômetros quadrados, 60% de cobertura florestal, porque só a Amazônia é mais da metade do nosso país. Cerca de 18% do nosso território ele está sob a forma de unidade de conservação, de áreas protegidas. Isso na superfície terrestre. 26% de unidade de conservação nas zonas marinhas. E nós temos 15 milhões de hectares só para comunidades tradicionais, de pessoas extrativistas. E temos 13% do nosso território com comunidades indígenas. Mas isso, como eu digo, é um começo, porque o que nós queremos é ter 32% de área protegida nos oceanos. Na Amazônia, nós já temos 80% por obrigação, mas nos outros biomas precisamos fazer mais ainda. E, em relação aos povos indígenas, demarcar a terra. Nós criamos, inclusive, dialogando aqui, meu amigo, que é o ministro da Reforma Agrária, Paulo Teixeira, não está aqui, mas eu posso falar que no governo do presidente Lula nós decidimos que dos 57 milhões de hectares de área com floresta não serão mais destinadas para corte raso, será para manejo sustentável, atividades extrativistas, assentamentos ou unidades de conservação, de uso sustentável ou proteção integral. Nós já separamos 10 milhões de hectares para essa modalidade aqui, de demarcação coletiva, de comunidades que estão lá dentro da floresta, que não tem nenhuma forma legal de uso daquelas áreas, que é esse uso coletivo. Com esse uso coletivo, eles podem ter assistência técnica, eles podem ter crédito, podem ter acesso às políticas públicas, e a Câmara Setorial Agrária do Ministério com o Meio Ambiente estamos trabalhando. Eu estou colocando isso como a ideia de que a gente precisa liderar pelo exemplo. Tem um problema, é que a gente tem um déficit tão grande com o planeta que, por mais que a gente faça, pode ter certeza, ainda é insuficiente. E eu sempre digo nas reuniões internacionais, quando a gente se reúne, todo mundo bota a roupa de domingo. Não sei se isso é entendido por todo mundo aqui, né? Então, todo mundo fala das coisas boas que está fazendo. Aí eu sempre pergunto, se está todo mundo fazendo tudo, Por que a conta não fecha? É porque o que estamos fazendo ainda é insuficiente e a sociedade não tem mais como esperar. A gente tem que acelerar o processo de enfrentamento à desertificação, à perda de biodiversidade, o cuidado com os recursos hídricos. O Brasil já perdeu 15% da superfície hídrica do Brasil. E nós precisaremos, de todas as formas, lutar para ir à raiz do problema, reduzir a emissão de CO2, zerar a emissão em 2050, ter NDCs que sejam fortes, para não estar alinhada com o ponto 5. A meta do Brasil é de redução entre 59% e 67%. E nós somos um país em desenvolvimento. Só cerca de 20 países apresentaram NDCs até agora. E eles terão que apresentar até setembro. O IPCC vai fazer uma avaliação. Isso está alinhado com 1,5? Com essas NDCs, a gente consegue não ultrapassar 1,5? Vocês sabem que a cada 5 anos, essas NDCs são revisitadas para mais, nunca para menos. E se, em setembro, a gente chegar à conclusão de que não é suficiente para não ultrapassar 1,5, nós vamos esperar 5 anos? É preciso que a sociedade se mobilize para reduzir isso para pelo menos 2 anos de atualização. Aqui no Brasil, quem não conseguiu passar de ano, diz que ficou de segunda chamada. Todos os países que ficarem de segunda chamada terão que fazer recuperação e, em 2 anos, apresentar uma NDC alinhada com 1,5. Isso é o que o balanço ético global pode trazer. Aí você me pergunta, isso está dentro da negociação? Claro, pode estar, correto? Porque já é assim que funciona. A cada 5 anos tem que atualizar. Diante de uma emergência, a gente tem que atualizar mais rápido. Então, eu quero agradecer essa oportunidade, né? O Brasil cedia a COP30. A COP não é do Brasil, é no Brasil. A COP não é da Amazônia, é na Amazônia. A COP é de 196 países que precisarão, por consenso, decidir se nós queremos resolver o problema que pode destruir as condições que sustentam a vida na Terra, ou se nós vamos, não é, fazer de novo um debate vazio. Não, nós não temos mais. Por isso que eu digo, é a COP da implementação. Não é uma COP promocional. Tem que ser uma COP referencial, como é a COP de Paris, com o Acordo de Paris. Uma referência. Que referência? Em 2025, nos reunimos em Belém e decidimos que, diante da eminência do ponto de não retorno, a gente resolveu que vamos implementar tudo aquilo que já discutimos nesses 33 anos. O primeiro ensaio sobre mudança do clima foi feito em 1896 por um físico chamado Svante Arrhenius. E ele disse, se o homem continuar usando os recursos naturais, aumentando a população, a pressão sobre os recursos, o planeta vai aquecer. É incrível como a ciência é capaz de dizer e antecipar uma coisa dessa. Essa é a ciência do saber ocidental. Mas existe uma outra ciência do saber narrativo, dos agricultores tradicionais, dos povos indígenas, dos pescadores, dos extrativistas, das pessoas que vivem da pesca do manguezal, da extração do látex, que diz a mesma coisa, com uma diferença. Diz e faz. Faz porque é a sua vivência que é coerente com aquilo que diz. Então, eu quero que seja também um espaço de aprendizagem. Quem me conhece aqui no Brasil sabe que eu venho de comunidades tradicionais de extratores de látex na Amazônia. E, por alguma razão, eu hoje sou ministra do Meio Ambiente. Mas, antes de tudo isso, A gente já defendia o meio ambiente com o nosso próprio estilo de vida. Então, eu quero agradecer aos cientistas, aos ativistas, às mulheres, às pessoas indígenas, a toda essa diversidade planetária que está aqui para nos dizer que tem coisas que nós vamos fazer um novo caminho, como diz um poeta amazônico que já nos deixou, Tiago de Mello. Em outras coisas, é tão somente a gente aprender uma nova maneira de caminhar. Em relação à energia, tem um outro caminho, energia renovável. Em relação a outras coisas, uma outra maneira de caminhar. E eu concluo dizendo o seguinte: uma outra maneira de caminhar talvez seja consumir menos. É uma outra maneira de caminhar. Não é que a gente vai deixar de consumir, é o consumo necessário. Uma outra maneira de caminhar é termos menos lucro. Não é o lucro exorbitante para que acabe com o planeta. Nós, nos últimos 400 anos, transformamos natureza em dinheiro. Dinheiro equilibra o planeta? Dinheiro presta serviço ecossistêmico? Dinheiro tem nutriente? Dinheiro tem sais minerais? Dinheiro tem... Não tem. Então, agora, a natureza está impondo, a ética está exigindo, o bom senso está pedindo que a gente use o dinheiro que nós... A natureza que nós transformamos em dinheiro, use esse dinheiro para preservar o que ainda tem, restaurar o que foi destruído, certo? E, ao mesmo tempo, usar com sabedoria esses recursos, porque é disso que se trata. Há limites para ter e usar o planeta, mas não há limites para ser. O que nós precisamos é de uma nova perspectiva. Essa nova perspectiva parece sonhadora, mas é só ela que vai nos ajudar. E ainda bem que temos bons professores, aqueles que há milhares de anos convivem com as águas, convivem com as florestas, convivem com os animais, com os insetos, e não destruíram as bases naturais do nosso desenvolvimento. Muito obrigada, um grande abraço, sejam bem-vindos ao Brasil, e a gente se encontra na COP30 e no Balanço Ético.
Wow, that's so inspiring, right? So, thank you so much. Okay, so Savio is going to have a closing speech, and then we will end our webinar soon.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Miss Minister. I don't even know where to start, but you can see that this is an authentic person coming from the community. And I think that one of the key things that she mentioned was the fact that we need to defend the environment with our lifestyle. She said many things, but for me, that's one key takeaway from consuming, from decisions that we take, from how we engage. And I also think that an important thing that she also acknowledged was the fact that she took us through all the issues from the challenges, from flooding to the Amazon, all the way to the desert. And then she also acknowledged the work that needs to be done. And I think that one of the key things that she mentioned was the fact that we need to have a COP that has an agenda over the next 10 years. And I think that is really important. And also, we need to go for a just transition. I think that it resonates with the things that we've been discussing here over the past few days. And we don't know what to say, and to say thank you very much. In the Akan language in Ghana, where I come from, we say medase. Please, let's all say medase. Thank you very much. I want to invite Savio to do a short presentation. Thank you very much.
short presentation is a very small gift from us. As you said, we should not consume a lot. So this is not packed in the 5-star packing. It's a very small gift with things that we use for campaigning. Muito obrigado.
Okay, so I'm sorry that the session lasted a little bit longer than expected, but I hope that you got a lot of inspiration from Marina. And before you say goodbye, I really don't want to say goodbye, but before that, I would really like to make sure that we will keep engaging you in the future. And of course, we want you to be involved in our future climate movement, because we are going to have a large mobilization on 20th and 21st September, leading up to COP30. And we are calling you all to really join us, either online or offline. So this is the moment that you support us and we take a stand and we show our collective action. So please look at the chat. I think the team already based it on our simple call to action. It's just very little things you can do for us. You join us and sign up there on the link that is on the chat. And I hope you keep engaged and we will keep updating you on our progress. And I look forward to working more with you in the future. Now, let's roll up our sleeves and continue our climate work. And again, thank you so much for staying here with us until now. And thank you again. And again, I want to also thank the technical team who has done an amazing job for the last 5 days. And again, thank you and goodbye to everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Hong, for being here with us today. And yes, see you around in the fight. Bye-bye.